As you know, typically I make YouTube shorts and TikToks about me asking people personal finance questions. And how much student loan debt do you have? Questions you probably shouldn't ask on a first date. I'm about to head to church right now, but I wanted to tell you guys this story real quick. About a week ago, my boy Justin from Declassified Media invited Ashleah and I to go out to VidCon. But I was like, dude, heck no, I'm trying to save money for my wedding. And if you guys don't already know, Ashleah and I are trying to pay for our wedding by only using YouTube AdSense. So please watch this video and hit subscribe so that you can follow our journey. And with that, let's get on with the video. My boys from NIU e-scooters and a homeroom were able to fund Ashleah and I's trip out to LA. So if you guys don't know how VidCon's like, there's creators who have these yellow badges. They're the featured creators, so they were personally invited here. They probably have over 1 million plus followers on all their platforms. So at some point of VidCon, we're trying to interview as many of these big creators as we could. So I'm just looking for these yellow badges and I see none of them. Except for this guy, this angry dude from TikTok. He didn't want to be interviewed though.
Yo, I'll interview you after.
And out of the corner of my eye, I see this Korean dude that looks really similar to Elliot Choi. And I just look over and there he is. And by the way, if it feels like my conversational skills are a little bit choppy, that's because in my head, I'm thinking about how this is gonna be edited as a TikTok or YouTube short. So if it comes off like I'm not really responding to their answers and just jumping to the next question, that's why. It's not because I don't have social cues, I guess, maybe. But here you go, guys, my raw, uncut version of my interview with Elliot. Enjoy.
My name's Elliot Choi. I make lifestyle videos and vlogs in New York City.
All right, we're trying to normalize money talk and being transparent about it. What was your estimated monthly income last month?
I can't talk about that.
Not that transparent.
Let me think. Estimated monthly income last month? I actually can't answer that. I'm very transparent, but yeah. I just can't talk about it. So I guess I'm not that transparent.
Do you manage your own finances?
I do.
Have you ever considered a financial advisor?
My financial advice is usually just from people around me that are really successful and really good at managing their money. And for me, I just kind of like learn from them by talking to them. I'm friends with a ton of finance creators. They teach me a lot of stuff, and then other people that I respect.
Would you recommend that over like a licensed dude in financial services?
I mean, I love business. I love numbers. Like I love stats. I love math. Like it works really well for me, so I like kind of crunching stuff. But for most people, talk to someone who's really good at what they do. I think like that's really important skill to learn, is figuring out how do you talk to people that are experts and like actually take something away from that.
That's actually a really good point. I'm getting licensed to be an advisor.
So. Oh, nice. You can stop saying not financial advice. You'd be like, no, this is actually financial advice.
Yeah, it's so complicated. What's the biggest investment you've ever made in yourself? Doesn't have to be money. Could be though.
I spend a lot of money on books, not a ton, but like, I mean, I think more than the average person, because like $50 for a book and then you get like a lifetime of knowledge is for me such a life hack. I mean, I literally, actually someone gifted this to me, but I have a book right here. Yeah, I mean, $50 for a book, the ROI on that is insane. Like actually, so that's kind of like an investment on myself. I did once make a large investment relative to what I had in my bank account. I once invested in a YouTube video. I made a video where I gave away iPhones at Harvard, and I had $3,000 in my bank account, and I used... Before the video, I had $3,000 saved up, and then I spent $2,000 on 2 iPhone 11s, and then I spent $500 on a round trip ticket to Boston. Yeah, I made 6 figures off that video, so that was a huge portion of my bank account when I made that video. I talk about this all the time, but yeah, it's the scariest risk ever, and I had no option but to succeed, because otherwise I was just gonna be dead broke. So I'm actually quite risk averse. Like I don't like risk, but calculated risk, I think it makes sense when you're young. It's good to try new things, and you know, we're so young, like we can just take risks and we can recover. So that's it. And there you go, guys. Elliot did tell us off camera how much his biggest brand deal was for one video, and I'm not gonna tell you. You guys have to guess. I also find this story crazy about how he literally invested all of his money into this iPhone giveaway video. If you guys don't know anything about Asian Americans, it's in our blood to stay away from risk, or we're very risk averse in Elliot's words, unless you're an uncle and gambling. That's why the only 2 careers that will give our parents some comfort is like being a doctor and a lawyer and a nurse. So just like any investment, Elliot went in with big risk and he ended up with big reward, although that is not always the case. And that's the end of my story time. Stay tuned for more interviews from other creators at VidCon. I'm also gonna go out and try to interview other big names so that we can learn together about personal finance and what people in real life really do with their money. Peace. All right.
I'm going to church. Let's go.